streaming. What just happened there? The camera just turned off. What just happened? Oh, guys. You guys. Right. I have no idea what happened there. Okay, skip to timecode in the description to when it actually starts, because I'm not doing this again. Why is it not showing up?
Oh,
there we go.
Wait.
Okay, apologises for that, guys. The Monster Supreme live stream, something always goes wrong.
There's always something.
There's always something. Have you run into any problems with your live streams yet?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. Not recently. Touch wood. I mean,
Touch wood.
I always used to say, like, on old live streams, can you hear me? You know, is everything working? Just put a message in the chat to let me know. I have stopped doing that now because I think the sound I've got does work. Again, touch wood, but
let us know if you can hear us, guys.
Really know.
Devron, can you hear us? Let us know.
Oh yeah, the chat.
Because the chat is up there.
There it is.
This is kind of just a very casual, laid-back live stream. The bitrate isn't great, so it's not the best quality, unfortunately. But my internet is very up and down. But I hope you guys are good. Cool. Thanks you, Lewis, for it. Really appreciate that. I'm just going to check the audio levels because I should have done a test beforehand, but because professional YouTuber and all that. I'll let you just talk about what we've done today then.
Yes. So today we both picked up one of these from B&M. First Doctor and TARDIS from the mid-October wave of figure sets.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It was meant to go out in October.
So anyway, probably the most elusive set out of the most recent bunch and one of the most sought after as well. So it's been great to get our hands on this because we didn't even know if it would appear in our local store to start with because it wasn't.
Well, we're not going to... we're saving it for the video.
Well, exactly.
There's a bit of a curveball there. There's a bit of a curveball there, but we've got a video coming out of this.
Like
journey
a
to
review,
B&M.
and unboxing, whatever. So
look
out for that in the coming days, whenever.
Right, I'm just gonna have a look at the chat first, and then we'll just I'll just say to chat anything to do with character options or toys or merchandise related. Drop it in the chat and we'll discuss it.
Whatever.
Yeah. If you've got any questions for us, let us know. Okay, it's Mono Supreme. Hello, Doctor Prime. It's good to have you, loyal viewer. Richard Coleman, another loyal viewer. I always get your names mixed up because you're both called Richard. Oh, yeah. Which quote to go for? A broken clock keeps getting better time than you do is probably more pertinent to the stream. Is that a quote from Doctor Who? A broken clock keeps better time than you do.
Oh, it rings a bell.
Yeah.
I think it's a new series thing. I don't know. No. Is it like the Fifth Doctor thing? Peter Davison.
Could be. Mono Supreme is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Yeah, that's accurate. Okay, so hello, Dalek Apocalypse. It's good to have you. Cool. And Lewis got it for Christmas. So right, we'll dive straight into just our thoughts on the current wave. Mm-hmm. Well, the past two waves. So obviously we've got the Sensorite set, we've got the Keys to Marinus set.
Yes.
The Power and the Day set.
Yeah.
What do you think of those right off the bat?
So what? I think out of the two waves, that was the one I was more excited for straight away. I think. Okay. Obviously 60s Monsters was the big selling point there. Ian as well a bit, although I don't know, he's a bit of a hit or miss figure. I mean, I have grown to like him a bit more.
Is this the Ian figure?
Yeah. I don't know. When I first saw it, I wasn't quite sold, but it's nice to have him. Nevertheless, I'm not going to complain there. So yeah, there was that, and then there was the announcement for the other wave as well, which was it was
beforehand, obviously.
Oh,
the Five Doctors set was leaked. Yeah, always is.
Yeah, and again, it was nice. There were a couple of things there that immediately caught my attention, like the Third Doctor with the open neck shirt, like the Rastamara robot, obviously. Your Cyber Leader, obviously described the Five Doctors set.
Yeah.
First Doctor TARDIS as well. Everything else was sort of a bit more, isn't just like more of the same. Another Fifth Doctor.
Yeah, I didn't mind them re-releasing the Cyberman though, because I mean you can never have too many.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to begrudge that. Yeah.
And I've got about 4 more under the bed. So
yeah, they're very nice.
They're nice.
I think I've grown to like them more, particularly with that more recent wave since the announcement. The announcement, I was just a bit more sort of, meh, It's usually the way with the figures, like, if you're not necessarily excited from straight away, by the time they're in the shops and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and pick this up now. I
think the thing for me that sold the Five Doctors thing is that is my nostalgic episode to go to. That and Remembrance. Yeah, anything to do with those stories, I will buy anything to do with those. So I think it was a really good move releasing that set. Although I think possibly what they should have done is for the Earthshock set, done one android, a Fifth Doctor, and a Cyber Leader, or Cyberman. I don't know which one.
Yeah, whichever way.
And then for the Five Doctors set, obviously the Third Doctor and the Rest Warrior Robot. That's a given. But the thing is, they all work in tandem because they're the same scene.
Yeah,
it works well.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of missed a trick with not releasing another Troughton, the fur coat one, with a different repaint.
Yeah,
because if you can buy 2 Earthshocks then you can have 2 Warriors and 2 Cybermen, and then with the 5, you can't Armyville with the 5 Doctors one without having to get rid of your other figures.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, which is why I'm waiting for the Cyber Leader to appear cheap on Marketplace or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like spending that much money. Supreme Customs, yay! I'm going to be getting. I ordered some. SS Daleks and what's the new one's called? The Executioner Daleks.
Oh, right.
Guns. He 3D modelled those. I'm sure you've seen them at some point.
Probably, yeah.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to getting those and doing those customs very soon. So look out for that. We got Cosmic Antics in the chat. Hello, how you doing?
Tegan quote, that's right. Yeah.
Tegan quote.
Yeah,
I've only watched like a few episodes from the Fifth Doctor era. I feel guilty.
The other day I watched Snake Dance, and that was the very last one I needed to watch. I've now seen all the Davison ones. I've seen all of the 80s stuff now, apart from Time Lash. So
I don't mind Time Lash. Honestly, I never hated it.
I watched, I think, part 1, under strange circumstances. Like I wasn't watching it myself. I was watching it for other people. Never completed it, but so eventually I'll go back to that. and then I've seen all of 82. It's really nice.
Wow, well, that's good. I've not seen Trial of a Time Lord yet. I still need to watch all 14 parts.
Right.
I just can't bring myself to do it.
Where are the biggest gaps for you in terms of what you?
I know. 80s. I'm very sketchy on my 80s knowledge, really. Considering Sylvester's my favourite Doctor, that's I'm a bit disappointed. But after 9ish years, I finally got my favourite Dalek, the Special Weapons Dalek.
Yes.
You got the sound effect one for £39. That is an insane deal. I used to have one, but then I customised it.
Oh, right.
Oh. I really want the sound effects Special Weapons Dalek. Have you got that? Or have you got the...
Yeah, I've got that. Not the original.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I mean, it was back when a load of those figures were going for like 20 quid, sort of like 4 or 5 years ago. There was the Sound Effects Wave 2, there was the 2 versions of Ace.
I remember that. I got the Time of the Doctor set.
The Parry 2-packs and things.
Yeah, the Time of the Doctor set I got for £10, and I bought like 3 of them.
Mad.
To make the 3 variants, because it had 3 heads, so I got 3 variants. What else we got? We got... I wonder if they probably, or not, will release 4th Doctor from Shada, the 5 Doctors. You mean like a jacketless 4th Doctor? Obviously we got the Keyboard Traken one.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's the same outfit or not. I know it's not, is it? Because it's not.
It couldn't be. No, because it's not.
No. But it would be nice to have more jacketless figures. I would love.
Yeah, just generally. Yeah.
My biggest want for an action figure is a bit of a joke one, but I really want it. Is the 11th Doctor in jacketless with blue shirt and blue bow tie.
No, I'm with you there.
Because back in the day, somebody made a fake mock-up of that and an Eternal in a set. And I thought it was real for so long.
Yeah.
And then I found out it was fake, and I was like, well, I want it now.
That would be really nice.
And thanks you guys for tuning in. We've got 9 people, which is great. What is the best Imperial Dalek out of the 3 by character? The original release, probably. Hey all, loving the lighting setup. Oh, thanks TARDIS. Just before we started the stream, I said nobody ever comments on the lighting, but
that's
thank you for commenting on that.
Awesome.
Who have we got? I did a 3D printed Special Weapons Dalek chest for the classic figure, so expensive now. You have to cut up to make temporal weapons. I've seen that. Yeah, that's really cool. Like he's done the temporal weapons, Special Weapons Dalek from Time War books.
Engines of War. Yeah.
That's really cool. Your work is great. He pumps out like a new series Dalek every week at Custom. And it's like, how do you do that? How do you keep up with it? But you know, I admire it, dude. I thought Trial was good attempt. Was a good. I can't read. I thought Trial was a good attempt, and I would love a Glitz figure. Well, wouldn't we all? But I mean,
I think I saw someone do a Dibber figure actually recently, very recent. I think Traken Customs on Instagram. I don't know if he's done a Salon Glitz as well, but he does loads of he did the Warrior Queen from that story as well, and he's done loads of 80s characters, like the 2 women from Paradise Towers.
I think I've seen flats. Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
Really cool.
Loads of different versions of Mal and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, we could go on and on about the figures we want to see for forever, because I mean, there's just so many which would just be so lovely to have on the shelf.
Oh yeah.
I think obviously the Nightmare and Silver Cyberman, they released that 3 times in 3.75 inch wave, did they?
4 if you count the original. Hang on.
There's a Danny Pink one as well.
Yeah, and there's the chase variant of the original, isn't there? So 4, I think.
So I think in their mind they exhausted that Cyberman, but we obviously don't have it in 5 inch, and it's a very hard custom to make because it's like manufactured machinery, and it's really hard to do that kind of thing. But it would be very nice to have that. Scream of the Shulker. Imagine if that got a figure.
That'd be bonkers.
That would be crazy. Well, you could use a 3rd Doctor body for the.
Because
he wears that.
I think I've seen people do that actually.
Thing. So that would be nice.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't sell. I don't think. Because
very
it's
niche.
A cartoon which didn't even work when it originally broadcast, because the internet was so bad back then, and it was just streamed so badly. So not many people watched it come out, and then gets released on DVD, and not that many people watch it. Have you seen it?
It's niche. I have seen it once.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones I bought and then didn't watch it for ages.
Yeah.
And then I did eventually get around to watching it, and I couldn't really tell you much about it now, to be honest. I mean, it's there. It's nice. It's a slice of Doctor Who history,
It's such a bizarre piece of media.
It's,
what was with that? Sorry, we're going off topic completely, but that grey area of Doctor Who where they just couldn't figure out what to do. Like you had that I think the comic relief thing was good. The the Rowan Atkinson thing. I want Rowan Atkinson to be the Doctor, by the way. He's my favourite non-Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had other we had like was it Ian Levine who did a shadow animation and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, unofficial
Dimensions in
one.
Time
And the Big
and-
Finish were doing all their sort of like webcasty stuff,
Yeah.
like real time, weren't they, and things like that. And Death Comes to Time, I think it's called, and all that sort of stuff.
Weird era for
Weird
Doctor Who.
time.
I'd love to
different formats and stuff. isn't it?
I'd love to watch all of it and consume all of it at some point.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to toys.
Yeah.
I am going to take. I've actually needed the toilet since we started the stream.
Okay,
So,
do you want to take over?
I'll let you guys
Yeah.
you entertain these guys while I go to the toilet.
Well, hello everybody. Hello. It's nice to speak to the Monarch Supreme channel viewers. And yeah, it's great to be here. I've been admiring all the stuff in this room for a good portion of this afternoon. So many Daleks. You probably can't see them all. You can see a few of them. I think you can see these ones. Yeah, it's really cool. Like most of the Dalek variants, most of the stories represented here. You know, it's amazing. Yeah, really, really nice. I mean, yeah, I've never seen so many Daleks in one space before. But yeah, please do drop your thoughts and sort of questions and stuff in the chats for us to answer. Great to be here. Yeah, just it's fantastic. Someone's told me to play with your Daleks while you're in the bathroom. Cosmic Antics.
Who was that? Cosmic Antics. Well, it sounds like something that Cosmic Antics would say. So.
Yeah, no, I was just admiring it. All the stuff.
Yeah, as soon as he walked in, it was like, wow.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, yeah, so many Daleks in one space, and to see them all lined up together is just really nice. And not something you see every day. So.
And yes, I've seen NDW's kit for the Cyberman. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
But it's one of those things like I'll never rest until we get an official one because you're never going to beat a factory-made one, really. Okay, right. We'll look away from the chat for a bit and talk about... Okay, we talked about what figures we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they could have interchanged a couple of things, but, you know, give or take.
The world. Yeah, exactly.
But going forward, what is going to happen now? Because I feel like we're at a weird point because Doctor Who Flux is finished. The Eve of the Daleks is broadcast. We've not got anything from those, but I think we'll talk about that in a little bit. But in terms of the B&M figures, do we see that line continuing as a B&M forever until the History of the Dalek sets are finished?
Yeah.
When's it going to end?
I guess so, yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, it'll end one day, but I suppose you're right. Like, History of the Daleks is the thing that will determine, assuming they can get through all of them before, like, B&M goes bankrupt or something.
Yeah.
That'll be the thing that sort of determines the longevity of it. And there'll probably be like a contract written somewhere where, like, yeah, you know. Anyway.
I mean, they have to renew the license to character options anyway.
No, that's true.
I don't know how many years that is,
I'm not
but
sure.
Yeah, it's.
But that reminds me as well because I saw like all the talk about like Toys R Us is returning, isn't it?
I heard rumours about
I saw like
that.
a tweet or something about. I think on their web page, there's a message about it, and you can like subscribe to a mailing list for updates and stuff. So I was thinking to myself and other people as well. You know, is that gonna change the landscape of it at all? I don't know really. I mean, because by the end of Toys R Us, really, I guess they were what B&M is now, but not exactly the same. But sort of they were the place to go to for exclusives and stuff. But then even with that, like by the end of it, they had loads of unsold merch they were trying to shift. Like it wasn't a harmonious partnership then, was it? By the end of the Toys R Us,
it was quite sad.
Right.
Yeah, I remember the final days of Toys R Us. Like, I remember I went on the day before they closed, and they had.
Oh right, wow, yeah.
The shelves were all just condensed into like, I don't know, a fifth of the store, so everything else was cleared. And there was no Doctor Who stuff at all, even though like a few weeks before they had it. So I don't know whether they just like sent it back to character options or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like Toys R Us, if it returned, could significantly change the market. Because with Capaldi, they obviously stock Capaldi figures.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you mean for the collector's series and then the
I feel like maybe
as well, wasn't there? So
the collector's series would maybe stay with B&M, and maybe we'd get general releases with Toys R Us,
Yeah,
and maybe some Toys R Us exclusives.
Maybe.
But we
Yeah.
don't really get that many releases of new series figures now.
No, it's sad. Yeah, I'm in two minds about that really, because as we say, you know, by the end of the Toys R Us, the original run, I mean, it wasn't exactly amazing. But and then if it comes back now, you know, it's coming back. Nothing's going to happen overnight. But yeah, I don't know. I think with the B&M stuff, I think probably gut feeling is you're right that they will continue being the place to go to for the collector stuff and for the classic series stuff. I mean, we've sort of said in this other video we've done that it would be nice to see a bit more new series stuff mixed in. I mean, obviously now last year was the first year in the line where there was no new series stuff. Not just Jodie, but you know, no Tennant or whatever, or Capaldi or Smith.
The last new series things we got was the Friends in the Fold, the 13th Doctor set, right?
Yeah.
And it was the three friends. It was like the Graham, Yaz, and the Ryan.
Of course, yeah.
figure.
The two versions,
and
the
before,
Mass Market Wave, wasn't there?
Yeah, before that there was the Matt Smith collector's set with a new variant of Matt Smith, a re-release of Oswin, and a new Amy, which I thought worked really well.
Yeah, that was it.
And I think it would be nice to get more stuff like that, but I feel like the general audience would not want to buy that kind of stuff anymore, because you see obviously people on Facebook Marketplace selling the Doctor Who collections, just getting rid of all the Tennant and Matt Smith stuff, and it brings a tear to my eye.
I mean, that reminds me of something else as well, which is, I think we might have even talked about this before, but like we are slowly getting to the point now where like the people that watched RTD1 and Matt Smith and stuff are going to be old enough to have kids of their own, and I wonder whether, I suppose it's inevitable that at some point there is going to be like a wave of nostalgia for that sort of stuff.
I think so.
Which might change things slightly in that respect, like in terms of, not like, from a collector's point of view, I mean, not in terms of like kids buying it, but like in terms of adult collectors maybe wanting to buy stuff for themselves, or like nostalgia, or buy stuff for the kids and saying, "No, look, this is what I watched."
That's true.
Back in the day, and that sort of stuff.
I think what I would like for that, and it wouldn't happen, is that I'd like them to use the old style guide for the Davis era merch. So then you can
just go back to it, literally.
back to that stuff over there, and it'd just feel like you were walking in Toys R Us back in 2006. That would be an amazing sight, but I don't know. It doesn't work marketing wise doing that kind of stuff, I don't think. Maybe, I don't know.
No.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about in the TARDIS review how I personally think they should do more. They should stop doing TARDISes now.
Yeah, classic TARDIS for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be worth maybe investing in new series TARDISes, because then at least we would actually get some TARDISes to keep it Doctor Who brand, because obviously you see TARDIS on the packaging and like, oh,
that's true.
I'm going to go buy a TARDIS.
Got to be part of the brand, haven't you?
It's got to be part of the brand.
And
I'm surprised that the Jodie TARDIS didn't get released in B&M, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought we would have got a pack of Jodie and a TARDIS. I thought that would have made a bit more sense, because the one we ended up getting, it had a light and sounds, but it didn't have like the interior card and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it really felt like it was made for the B&M wave.
Which is certainly if you took the lights and sounds out of it, I mean, it is just literally another. I suppose it's the new sculpting as well, but yeah.
And they had a prototype, didn't they, for a new Jodie's TARDIS?
A couple of images of it and like bits of it. Yeah, really nice.
Let's just have a look. When I look back at your Paradigm, a tragic was video. That makes sense. Yeah, I know which video you're on about. At the end of the video, it would cut to black, like you didn't finish explaining. Well, it's because it was part of a longer video. That's why that happened. I think there should be sets based on Series 7, Series 8, and Series 9, Series 10. I think that's a good idea.
It'd be nice.
It would be nice, but you think, would it be a big seller though? Because I think the fandom's kind of, I wouldn't say moved on from the Matt Smith and Tennant era, but I don't know. I just feel like people wouldn't be that bothered. That's
sort of what I mean as well. Like you need, there's been some distance from it, but I think it will take, for there to be a proper distance from it for it to then like
feel
come into fashion again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because to be fair, for many years we did get saturated with all that sort of current, like Matt Smith and David Tennant stuff particularly.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I don't know. In terms of stuff we'd like to see. I mean, I think it's obvious for the current era stuff we'd like to see in basically anything. Defense drones, Sash the Wine Master and Joe Martin Doctor. They're the top three, I think, for anybody, to be honest. So that's obvious. I guess in terms of more obscure stuff or not just current era stuff. I mean, what from B&M do you think they'll do next?
Are we just talking? Because I think they're going to stick with classic. I don't see them dipping into new series stuff.
What sort of stuff?
I reckon.
I mean, we know the history of the Dalek stuff, basically. Don't we?
I'm trying to kit bash in my head now. I'm trying to create figures from old parts and things in my head very quickly.
Because there's been a spin each time. Like last year, it was like 60s and 80s monsters was the big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The year before it was like 70s companions, wasn't? Well, yeah, like companions, 13th Doctor companions and 70s companions, I suppose.
I feel like at some point they could do a re-release of an Ice Warrior in the darker colours from Monsters of Peladon.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
I think that would be a good one.
Nice
because it doesn't cost you anything really to a really glossy dark green.
In terms of Doctors, I guess Colin Baker's not been massively represented in the B&M stuff, and we've heard stuff about like the paint, the complexity of the paint on his coat and stuff, haven't we? About why it's not happened, but maybe some more Sixth Doctor era stuff.
I'm happy with maybe a Sixth Doctor and TARDIS being an online exclusive.
Yeah,
I think that would be fine. Higher price point.
Yeah,
and accurate TARDIS.
That'd be nice.
I think that'd be a really nice exclusive to do.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, in terms of like, well, obviously we've got Planet Mark 2, we've got Planet Set 2 coming out.
Yeah, Planet Mark 2, and then Death to the Daleks for the first two, isn't it? Presumably.
Yes.
And then,
yeah, it isn't it? Yeah. I was just going.
What, like Genesis and Destiny, I guess.
Genesis is a funny one because, like, do you include Davros or do you?
Yeah, I've
seen
some discussion about this.
I personally wouldn't want a re-release. I know they're very rare. I know they're hard to get hold of, but personally, I think you should do Davros in something else. Or if you could do two sets,
yeah,
you could do.
I tend to agree there. I think.
Yeah,
I mean, on the one hand, we've already had like, what would you release him with? 'Cause we've already had like about 3 or 4 Fourth Doctors from season 12, like the brown coat.
Yeah.
But then if you could do something else with him, I mean, again, you can't do a Harry or a Sarah because we've had them. I don't know what you'd package him with, but yeah, I do agree that that would be
a Genesis Genesis Dalek set. Mark 2, as in like a 4-pack or something like that would be really nice. But I don't think that they do that.
No. But yeah, like a separate line of Davros, like with the Witch's Familiar set, a separate line of Dr. Davros.
Yeah,
Davros
Dr.
packs
Davros
would be nice. Would be nice to have.
That would be cool.
And they look cool on the shelf and whatever.
Yeah. Kind of going in through history of Dalek sets now. Destiny Daleks, I'd like them to tool a new neck section for like the raised neck area.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think it really like defines their props, as in like they're really slapdash put together, and you know, and it carried on to Resurrection. I think it's a really cool look, and I'd love to see a retool, but I can't see that happening.
I can't wait personally for Death and Destiny in the history of the Daleks.
Oh yeah, because you've not got.
I have none of those. That's going to be really great to flesh out those.
Yeah, I'd tell you what though, for Destiny, I'd love the squadron leader. The dark grey one with the bombs around him, because that would be a very hard custom to make, and we don't have a figure of it. You know what I'm on about? On the left next to Davros,
so that one with the bombs around,
but on the dark grey version, because there was one dark grey version in there.
So
that would be a really nice variant.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of them adding a twist to the Dalek sets, like with this Planet set that's just come out.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to see some more of that.
I think they need gimmicks for these Dalek sets now.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's more appealing to your casual buyer, because then you're not buying the same thing twice, and it's just fun. I like the idea of the sets being fun, because if they're gonna be budget sets, then obviously they can't be high detail because the budget sets. So if you're gonna sacrifice detail, do a gimmick or something. Do something fun.
Very true.
And we've talked about different coloured Daleks, like the Millennium Daleks.
Yeah.
Something fun like that would be really
random
nice.
Colours. Whatever.
Okay. The Daleks with legs under the fender would be... Yes, I agree. That would be a great variant. Do you remember that?
Oh,
behind the scenes for
Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah.
You could do it though.
Yeah.
all you need is a new base.
True.
But yeah, that would be a really cool gimmick to do.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice to have the bomb Daleks with detachable bombs.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't really know how you tool that, because it'd have to be magnets or something, because you'd have like sticky out things on the side of the thing. But it would be really nice to have that play feature of taking the bombs off and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely an area you should tap into, character. I think it'd be really cool to have little gimmicks. Yeah, and obviously do you think we're going to get new sculpts for the Imperials?
I mean, when you're the expert on this, would it basically require a new sculpt? For
Entirely
new sculpt. Yeah. I think that's unlikely, but maybe bits of it.
I will show you guys.
Oh yeah.
That's an accurate 3D printable.
That's so cool.
Yeah. You guys can't see it. Yeah.
So cool.
That would be. I put them in the wrong place. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, we've had 50 playbacks. That's a lot. We've had a lot of people watching.
Crikey.
Thanks, guys. Just drop some general questions down below in the comments. We'll probably round off this video with just a bit of, general chat about stuff. So if you got any Q&A questions for us both, then drop it down in the comments. I'd be interested to hear them.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Doctor Who Flux. I'm still confused why we don't have at least like a re-release of a Weeping Angel with a Jodie, like a 2-pack or something with Jodie and a Weeping Angel. Or
I mean,
it's weird.
I can sort of forgive it because it's only just come out. But if by this time next year there's nothing like that,
Yeah,
not
what's
even
going
just like
on?
releases. Yeah, it's a bit sus. Yeah,
Because it's so easy. Like the Bronze Daleks as well. They were in it just.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're really they're really quite hard to get hold of. Bronze Daleks.
It's like a standard bronze Dalek or whatever.
Yeah. You just need a new arm, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need. Too many Daleks for my display. You can never have enough Daleks. What is your favourite Doctor Dalek 2-pack from the Toys R Us set? That's an interesting question. I'm gonna have to say, because, like I said, I'm a fan of ideas out of the box. The 8th Doctor and Dalek Alpha.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's just stands out really.
I mean, for me, out of the ones I got the. At the time, I got the 3 new series ones. Then since I've got the Pertwee one as well. I got lucky with that in an auction a couple of years ago.
How much did you get it for?
I think it was about 30 quid.
Oh wow!
And nowadays, well, even then, but especially now.
Yeah.
So, I think the one I always jump to, I don't know, out of the new series ones, the one I always jump to is the 9th Doctor one, because it was so nice to have that Imperial.
Oh, and a guard
Dalek.
finally. Yeah,
that was so nice. But then I guess as well that Planet one is hard to beat. Out of the ones I've got, the 3rd Doctor, he's not accurate, the coat's not accurate, but he looks very, very cool. In terms of all of them, yeah, I'd probably agree, something like the 8th Doctor one, or... Yeah, I'd probably agree with you.
Yeah.
I'd love to get that one day.
And a bit of a weird curveball, no one would think I'd say this, but I love the Troughton and Guard Dalek set, because of how good that Guard Dalek is. As in, it's like one of the few 60s Daleks that really has insanely crisp detail.
Which one is it out of those?
Where is it?
Wait, I might have to work it out. Is it? Yeah.
Because
Orange lights, isn't it?
Orange lights, and I don't know if you can tell under this lighting, but they painted it in between the shoulder sections.
Oh, on
Can you
the
see?
mesh.
Yeah. So the mesh, like,
Yeah.
I know that's such a minor thing, but it's one of those things where if you do it right, it makes a massive difference.
Really nice.
But yeah, character options, they're certainly in a better place than they were at the end of Capaldi's run, where they were like, oh god, these 3.75-inch things, nobody's buying them. I did think about doing it.
Even then, they were re-releasing like old stuff, like, I don't know, they have like Amy Pond in a police uniform, the Stetson Doctor.
I forgot about those.
like wild, wacky things from the back catalogue like that, and even now, like we can't get like the Weeping Angel or Bronze Dalek or something,
Yeah.
So
bizarre.
I don't know. I guess the American market probably has something to do with that, because a lot of those figures were also in America, weren't they? With like the revised Dalek sack and stuff.
Devon says, speaking of the bronze Daleks, they're kind of overused and they need a new design. Bring back the paradigm. Well, I agree with the paradigm thing, but even with the Daleks, I thought that the bronze Daleks look really good in it.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's coming from me, who's been wanting them off the screen for like the past 5 years.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, because, I don't know, but I think it's just because of how well the episode was directed.
Yeah, they looked really nice.
We had somebody who understood how the Daleks should look and how they should be lit.
I was watching something, was it you that was saying how they work better and how this episode was even better because they were like shot from below?
I didn't say that, but it's one of those things like,
I've seen
definitely.
someone say, yeah, like, instead of like shooting down, looking down, and
in
looking
Revolution,
up from...
where there's that panning shot around them and they just all look like toys
the backlighting
and
and everything, and just
it looks really bad.
It was really nice.
But
someone definitely said that. But anyway,
but I mean, I agree that I think that they probably should eventually.
I think
changing it, but
I've got to the point now where I went through a bit of a phase of like, come on, what are they playing at? And now it is a good design. It doesn't bother me as much. Like at the end of the day, they're Daleks. It doesn't make a massive difference. But yeah, I think that cosmetic change just in terms of the vibe of it and refreshing things, and especially with a new era on the horizon, it would just make sense. Obviously they try it with paradigms, it didn't work, and then ever since they've only had like one-off designs like the Recon Dalek and stuff like that. They've only done that because they know that like it's not worth trying to usurp the bronze Daleks. Let's just have a little one-off Dalek instead.
I mean, they tried with Which is Familiar to bring back all of the classic designs.
Yeah,
but oh well. It all sort itself out eventually, guys. It all iron out and it all makes sense. But I think the thing that annoys me at the moment isn't the fact that it's the bronze Daleks being used. It's just the fact that they don't have different ones.
Yes.
Because like in Resolution, they didn't have a leader. Take me to your leader. And it's exactly the same Dalek.
Bizarre.
But that was probably directed by somebody who didn't really know Daleks that well.
That was Lee Haven Jones' Revolution. He's the guy that Dolphin 55 and like Spyfall Part 2, I think. So.
I mean, these things happen in productions. Like, quite a famous example is, the Halloween films, Michael Myers.
Right, well, I know of them.
In Halloween 4, because the crew was so tired and they'd had such a long day shooting, they grabbed a mask out of the van which wasn't painted.
Okay.
So, in the scene, you see the unpainted mask because none of them noticed. So it might be a similar thing with the bronze Daleks, and like they've done so much pre-production, they get to a point where it's like, oh, the Daleks, what should we do with them? Oh, we don't have enough time to make any new ones, so we'll just go with the bronze ones. So you can excuse it, but at the same time,
I think there are two things there. Number one, that especially for Revolution, I'm not quite sure how true it is of the Eve of the Daleks, because they only drafted in 3 Daleks for that, I think. But certainly for Revolution, I think they were drafting them in from like exhibitions or the BBC receptions or whatever, like Dalek props and things.
Cats are fighting.
That were made for different purposes, and they're just bringing them in and like loaning them for a short period, so they can't like mess around with them too much.
That's true.
And also because in Revolution as well, I guess the big flashy new Dalek design was the defense drones, and you wouldn't really want to like usurp that.
Yeah, you don't really want to detract from those, I guess.
But at the same time, like within the story, it's weird how there's not like especially how they say take me to your leader, and there's not one that
it's definitively different.
Exactly, like you could tell from looking at it that it's a leader. I mean, I like the new guns and stuff on the Mini of the Daleks, and I think that worked quite nicely because there wasn't like a leader Dalek out of those 3. It was just like a little squad. So I quite liked that. I didn't mind that, but certainly going forward, it'd be nice to see some more, proper Supreme Dalek or whatever, or leaders, or just.
I don't want to see the Series 4 Supreme come back. For me, that was just a one-time thing. And it worked really well in the episode, and I didn't like him in the Which is Familiar.
Right.
I mean,
it's certainly a weird one. Like when I look back at the figure sometimes, it's like it's a great design, but like I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one in terms of all the extra stuff on it and just all the like when you compare the proportions to a normal Dalek.
Yeah, it's a bit too busy, I think.
It's very busy, isn't it? Yeah. It's a weird one.
It worked for the episode.
It did, it did.
And it had a great marketing campaign as well. Like, oh my god, it's a new Dalek, and like it really got people talking. And I feel like the Daleks should have something like that again, where they have not like a complete redesign, but something that's changed just enough to get people bit more interested in the Daleks again, because I feel like I've seen a lot of people on the internet going, "Oh, not another Dalek special, not another Dalek episode," and they just need that breath of fresh air.
Sure.
I would like to see a black and silver Time War style Dalek. That would be really nice. What set would you like to see being made in the future that's based on story that doesn't have any figures? Well, that's an interesting question. Well, I'd want a Flux 3-pack of a new Sontaran sculpt, a new Jodie variant, and a Weeping Angel.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that'd be great.
Anything from the current era, really. Look further back.
Maybe, interesting challenge, something in the Tennant era.
Yeah, because like most stories have them, isn't they?
But there's bound to be something which doesn't.
I mean, something like one of the specials, like
Wars
of Mars. In fact, someone suggested that to me the other day. I think it was in the comment section of our prototypes video, like Wars of Mars set with Tennant, Adelaide, and the Flood Monster. Amazing.
That would be a fantastic set. Yeah.
Or like your Triton Falls or your Cyber Shades or something like that. Well, I suppose actually the next Doctor technically had the
Cyber
leader
from that.
Series 4, I think everything apart from Midnight had something. You can't be doing.
What would you do something from Midnight though?
It's like you and characters, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You have a new 10th Doctor variant, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's true.
New articulated arms.
Didn't do anything from Turn Left, did they? So that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, I always wanted like a Donna figure with a beetle on.
Yeah, that'd be
like
nice.
A detachable beetle or
and
something
Rose
like that.
in your outfit and stuff.
Yeah, Rose in the Series 4 outfit.
Nice.
That would have been really nice to have.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What else there would be? Pretty much everything else from that era is well served.
I mean, obviously for the Matt Smith era, they've had the 3.75 inch monsters from Series 7, but obviously I'd want those re-released in 5 inch, but you know that's not going to happen. Richard thinks that the paradigm should have been used as an officer specialist kind of thing. Yeah, I've made a tweet about that, like with the Bronze Dalek and a strategist as its kind of commander, and I think that would have really worked really well. But you know, personally, I never really had a problem with Had Looked in Victory, but I think I might be the only person on the planet.
Neither, to be honest. No. I mean,
I like the whole beauty in destruction kind of thing, in the fact that it's such a deadly creature, but it's so bright and colourful, and and Stephen Moffat said it looks like you go up to it and lick it. And that it's like a poisonous berry kind of thing, and I really like that appeal, but it just didn't latch on. Which
it'd be so cool if they made a comeback somehow one day. I don't know how they do it, or if they do it.
Well, I think Resolution was the perfect moment to go, take me to your leader, and this guy, the White Supreme, is there. It's like, speak, and it's like, oh, it would work so well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know how like they played some nostalgia in the like the Moffat era with, like, you know, Asylum of the Daleks, bring back the classic ones, and the Magician's Apprentice and stuff as well. You know,
well, they were almost brought back in that story.
Yeah,
they were on set, but they didn't bring them.
So sad.
But you guys, I'm just going to show you a very quick clip of something which I showed you earlier. I just realised that it can work in this video, so I'm going to put it in. You might have to. I'm just going to mute everything just for a second.
Report! Only 43% of our viewers are subscribed to the Mono Supreme YouTube channel. This is unacceptable. YouTube content is operating at maximum efficiency. Without the likes and comments, the Dalek race shall cease to exist. All humans must be forced to be part of the Mono Supreme Empire. It will be done. They will subscribe or be exterminated.
When you do a live stream, you see all the faults, and I hope you guys liked that. I hope you guys heard it. I have no idea whether it worked, but you know, if it worked, that's cool. Bit of an exclusive for you. And if it didn't, oh well. I literally filmed that on my desk, and
yeah, amazing.
Thank you. It just proves how good they can look, providing you shoot them correctly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know, in terms of like recent stuff like Kate Stewart being in the trailer, the Sea Devils being in the trailer, like little shocks like that. You know, just imagine if, you know, you had a trailer and at the end the Paradigm Daleks. It would just hold that same amount of weight. It would be amazing.
And I think that they'd look
nostalgia.
Absolutely fantastic in the Chibnall era because it's such a bright and colourful era.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just
we
could go on about how much of a shame it is that they didn't come back, but you know, I mean, I think one of the massive issues they did was how they put them in the expanded media too soon. In fact, I was talking to you about that Dalek book.
Yeah.
How they released that pretty much immediately after, and the adventure games they released it immediately.
Even before it gave people time to
absorb them.
Yeah. For the reaction to sort of
calm down after the whole backlash thing. But yeah, they were in the obviously the adventure game and the PS3 game as well. They had 2 whole stories off screen.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, I mean, they were everywhere in terms of the merchandise as well. You know, they were in all 5-inch versions, 12-inch, or 13-inch versions. Your character building, Daleks. I mean, they were for a time, you know, the Daleks, and it's just a shame that they then sort of didn't follow through with that really.
Yeah, they were just scared that it would damage the brand, and
it's such a weird one to look back on though, because like I was a kid at the time and I've said it before I think, but I wasn't sort of tuned into all that, I don't think, looking back. So like I wouldn't, you know, when I was 9 or 10 whatever, I wouldn't have watched Victory of the Daleks and then logged onto the forum and had a look what people were saying. I would have just thought, you know, amazing new Daleks. So
they were made for kids though, that's the thing.
Well, exactly, yeah,
and Doctor Who is primarily for kids anyway, so
I never really gave it much thought, and then it's just sad. Like, there was that period where, you know, they were the current Daleks, and then they weren't the next minute. So
alas, it was not meant to be.
I guess it didn't help as well that they were doing the types of stories they were doing, because like obviously the rest of the Daleks in Series 6, then Series 7 you have Asylum of the Daleks, which contains so many different Daleks they just get lost in the mess, don't they? And then you bring back the Time War Daleks for Day of the Doctor, because of course you are, it makes sense. And then
because the Paradigm weren't
by that point, it's just sort of
there. So
they've lost the chance to do more with them, haven't they? Because it's been so long without them.
It wouldn't have even fit in anyway, even if they'd have tried to do a new Dalek story with the Paradigm. I don't think, because of how much was going on around that time, like you said with David the Doctor.
Yeah,
and all that kind of thing. They wouldn't have had time to do it. So. Yeah. I mean, Asylum could have had the Paradigm in the Parliament, as in the Parliament should have all been Paradigm.
Oh, right.
And then the Asylum should have primarily been Time War ones and a few classic ones.
But that would have made sense.
That would have made more sense. Because like you see the Time War ones on the ship, then you see them in the Asylum, and they are pretty much the main focus of the entire thing. The Bronze Daleks, if you think about it, they're the only ones that really.
There's a part of me that sort of says, I don't know, the bronze, like thinking about it in terms of the colours and stuff, the bronze does work nicely in those, like, you know, Asylum of the Daleks, or like, you know, juxtaposed with Capaldi's navy blue coat alongside him into the Dalek and stuff. Like, I guess they sort of look a bit nicer from the eye, maybe. But I don't know. At the same time, I think if they had used them sparingly as like an officer class, that would have been nice, just to keep them in the background, to keep them in the
and
the
give the
Eternal going on.
The Eternal something to do.
That is
probably my favourite Dalek design ever. I don't know.
The Eternal one.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Girl Who Waited set with an 11th Doctor with an older Amy and a Rory or a Hambot. I think that would be a really solid set.
Amazing. Or like the Minotaur that they prototyped.
Oh, they did. Yeah. I
always forget, but I did see that at WarpCon.
What do they look like? Is it?
I honestly can't remember too much, but like pretty much what you'd expect. I think what you'd expect. It's like a pretty tall, big figure, and I think it was gonna be a builder figure, wasn't it? So
oh wow,
that would have been so nice.
In the series, because maybe that's why the Series 6 wave felt so bare, because they kind of released like Doctor Variant after Doctor Variant and 10 corroded Cybermen and
and I guess in hindsight they sort of went with the flesh goo things and the masks. That was the gimmick. You know, that was the thing, the extra thing where the collection build would have gone. I don't think it worked. I think it was kind of ghastly on the packaging. You see this. Well, I mean, I got one up there. You see like this sachet of goo behind your figure, and it's like,
ugh.
I mean, I didn't mind it too much myself, but I think it went on for a bit too long.
Yeah, it went on way too long.
Yeah.
You should have done it for one wave.
For
and that
one
was
wave,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Because,
But yeah.
not great.
Okay, I mean, we've been going for 50 minutes, which is pretty good for a live stream. I think we'll cut it while it's still fresh. Really,
sure.
Don't tire ourselves out. We'll just read a couple more questions. What would you guys like to see for a Character Online exclusive? Ninth Doctor and Bad Wolf Tart. Yes, that's a fantastic idea. With lights and sounds, please. Maybe some Big Finish stuff for 8. Personally, I'm not that bothered about that because. Yeah, I don't see the appeal for Big Finish stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I think if they did more Big Finish stuff, there would be a question mark there. Like, you know, you're doing stuff from that doesn't even exist visually. That's from, you know, audio stories and stuff.
Yeah.
There'd be a question mark. Like, why are you focusing so much on that when you could be focusing on the new series or classic stories that haven't had stuff, you know, done or whatever. So
That's true.
But at the same time, in an ideal world, I guess the people that want it. But yeah, I mean, like you say, I mean, personally as well, I'm not massively into Big Finish at the moment, so
Yeah, I can never really get into it.
those Daleks were nice, I mean, because they weren't tied to the story either. Like, I haven't listened to any of the stories those Daleks are from, the Big Finish Daleks.
They look good.
And the Doctors, yeah, but it's nice to have them, wasn't it?
The blue one, the dark blue one with the silver, I can't remember what it's called, but
Yeah.
that's fantastic. I'd love to see that on screen.
Really great.
That is a
Yeah.
great variant.
That's so
Yeah.
nice, yeah.
Yeah. But as for Character Online exclusives, I think, yeah, do figures which feel very exclusive and, I don't know, feel like they're worth the, how much was it, like $39.99?
You thought it could, yeah.
That's a lot of money for essentially a B&M figure with a light inside of it. So I'd like some more detailed figures, some more collectors kind of.
I'd like them
things.
to push the butt out a bit more because, you know, with the Mechanist Daleks, it was like, okay, they've got, like, you know, new whatever, like new lights. No, that was the only new sculpting, I think.
Yeah, that was the only tool.
And I think everyone sort of thought, oh, okay, we'll get more new sculpting next time, and well, we sort of did. But at the same time, it was another Doctor TARDIS set, wasn't it? And like, I just wish they'd sort of pushed the boundaries a bit more because, you know, they're going to sell because it's an online exclusive. You know, within reason, whatever they do is going to sell.
Yeah,
so
because
it's
I mean,
a bit more adventurous.
With them being with online exclusive, it's more available to overseas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the problem with the B&M sets is that people overseas have to pay a fortune for them.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make something Character Online, make something really special, make a really cool piece, and it's going to sell out like that.
Yeah.
I think no matter what you release, it'll just go like that online because that's where Doctor Who fans are online.
That's true.
But you know. Okay, I think we'll call it a day on this.
Yeah.
Because you could talk forever about action figures, really.
That's true.
As we've discovered today, we talked a lot about it.
Yeah.
So look forward to the First Doctor and TARDIS set review. Probably edit that tomorrow. No, I won't edit that tomorrow because I'm taking my mum out for her birthday. I'll edit that on whenever. It probably won't be for another week or so, but either way, guys, what have you got? Anything lined up that you can talk about?
Oh gosh, I think everything I did have lined up has sort of gone out now. There was a thing with you from whenever it was we filmed it, the prototypes video that went out yesterday. There was some stuff with Miles that went out recently. I don't know, just more collection stuff, really, collection videos, collection updates. I don't know if there's like a press release or something or an announcement of a collection box set or something like that, I'll probably react to it.
Yeah,
just stuff like that, really.
Just anything that's in the news
good stuff
to talk about.
Play it by
yeah,
ear, you know,
we'll play it by ear. I'm just going to mute it one sec. We were just I just muted it then because we were just final. Oh, we didn't even pick. We've not even picked a location yet. But
no.
Okay, episode 2 of Merchant was very successful. The one that you appeared in, which is a really fun video to make. Really fun video to show you guys. I was very happy with how that ended up coming out. Obviously, thanks to Marley for editing that. But we have another Merchant coming, and I would love to go somewhere a little bit better, a bit bigger than where we'd gone, but we'll obviously see how that plays. So I can't give you a location yet. We'll have to figure that out. But we have a another special guest on Merch Hunt. I don't know whether to keep you guys guessing or whether to reveal it. If you know this guy, you know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that said,
there's two guests and I'm one of them.
yeah. Okay. So we left you with that
Yeah.
cryptic yet not very cryptic teaser. So
Yeah.
see you in Merch Hunt episode 4. Cool. Take care, guys. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.